are. Mount Prospect Ice Arena semifinals here in the Clash Hockey Tournament. I'm Brandon Zamoyski. You're watching WSBN.TV. This semifinal versus the Connecticut Junior Rangers and the Minnesota Blades is bound to be a good one. The story here, Connecticut Junior Rangers only making it by 1 goal differential. They were tied with first class in almost every category. They had to go to the tiebreaker of goal differential. And the Junior Rangers edged first class out by 1 goal only because they had come back and scored 9 unanswered earlier today versus Everest Hockey Club. So the Rangers looking to upset the #1 seed. Unbeaten now through all of 8 games that they've played, the Minnesota Blades. They've scored 51 goals over those 8 games, led by Noah Schneider with 15 goals and 25 points. Colton Von Bacher scoring 12 goals and 24 points. And to finish off that line, Jackson Parise with 9 goals, 9 assists, and 18 points. Over on the other side, the Junior Rangers are led by Brody Deserrois with 25 points, 16 goals. Then goes to his line mates, Reese Janos with 20 points, and McKellar V, who also has 20 points. These 2 lines are, in my opinion, the best 2 in the tournament. And that will be put on full display here. This matchup is bound to be a good one. Winner will play the winner of the other semifinal, which is Finland and Boston Hockey Club. And now Boston and Minnesota both bringing the losses that Finland had earlier, proving that Finland was not unbeatable. Will Minnesota suffer the same fate here against the Rangers, or will they continue their dominance here in Illinois? 19 seconds left in warm-ups, then we'll get ready here for puck drop. Both teams have all-around rosters playing pretty complete games all around. Cole Smith, the star defenseman for the Junior Rangers, bound to see him a lot today. And this Minnesota team just all over the ice, from bottom to top. That first line, as I mentioned earlier, then the line that has played a little bit together this tournament of Asher Van Leer, Lucas Leathers, and McCoy Stauss. They probably won't play together, but you're bound to see Leathers and Stauss on the point during a power play. Minnesota likes to run a 5-forward look, get a lot of offensive action. Savannah Young has been the main goalie here for the Blades, and she will get the start here. So Savannah Young, the starting goalie for the Blades, and for the Connecticut Junior Rangers, Benjamin Glowacz gets the start. So both teams now at their net, and then they'll move to their respective benches, and we'll get going here. Here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena, semifinal #1 between the first seed Minnesota Blades and the #4 seed Connecticut Junior Rangers. So the starting lineup is one that we might expect. Rosier, McKellar V, and Janos. Smith and Whalen on deep. Then Van Bacher and Schneider, Parise, Frenzen, and Anderson. Both lineups that are very explosive. Face off, one back. by the Rangers. Schneider dumps it in. Schneider. Now Smith chases. Smith going behind his net. Breakout now for Janos. Janos moving across middle with speed, broken up. Back by Van Balker. Whalen tries to keep the puck in at the point. Van Balker tries to break it up. Van Balker now sends the puck in, and Schneider steals it. Schneider now with the puck. He walks in. Passes it back to Parise, but broken up by Whalen. Van Balker stays on attack for Minnesota. Throws the puck down low to Schneider. Schneider pressured hard by Smith, and he falls to the ice. So now Rousier will go the other way. Rousier with the puck. He walks around one, walks around Anderson. Gets a shot, but can't get the full puck. So Minnesota will have it in Von Balker. Now this top line going to Leathers, checked on for Parise. So Leathers moved to Van Balker. Van Balker. Really for Minnesota with 13:52 in this semi-final, excuse me. So Von Balker now extends his reign of terror on this tournament, scoring Minnesota's first goal. I apologize if the timer's not completely accurate throughout the whole game. I'm running a one-man crew here. Face-off one back by the Rangers. Taken by Pulisic. Pulisic now. Shot. In the corner now. At the point for Deftelson. He'll send it in. Puck now over to Sales. Sales unable to break the puck out, but now he'll get it with a chance to move up. Antonacci with it to Brusella. Brusella with the puck in the corner. Fighting off two Blades defenseman, Brusella. To the front, Sales. And Young can't cover it, so we'll have a loose puck that Staus will try to send out. Whalen back into the zone. Janos back on the ice now for the Rangers. Puck behind the net. Taken down. Sales is, so we'll have our first penalty of the game on Pulisic. So first penalty now will go onto the Blades. Rangers have a chance now to answer back. Rangers have a chance to answer back now with this power play opportunity. Their top line out there. Schneider on the wall, tries to clear, but it goes up to Janos at the point. Janos now looking. He shoots to the far left side of Young, so she won't have to make a save. Janos at the point now. Janos, he looks, but then Balker fires it out. So Glowacz, Schneider with it now. Glowacz had to play it out, but Schneider able to use his long legs and get to the puck before any Rangers players. He just sends it back down low to where Smith is. Smith with the puck now. He sends it up, but picked off by McKellar, so Rangers will take over possession over to Janos. Janos with the puck, moves it over to Smith. Cole Smith with it. Sends it all the way across. Back down low to Rousier. Rousier with it. Over to Janos. Janos, slap shot. Young. Doesn't have to make a save because it flies over the net. So then Balker now with it. 59 seconds left on the power play. Then Balker has a chance to send it out of zone to go to Janos. Puck flies back in the Minnesota zone to where Krenzen is. So he'll fire it down. 46 now. Seconds left on the power play. Puck goes to McKellar the fifth. Over to Janos. He almost fumbles but recovers. So he'll send the puck in. Janos tries to move around Anderson and Abel. So Sarac will have a break now. Sarac taking the puck up. 28 seconds left on the power play, trying to get around Smith. He'll throw the puck in the corner, kind of gets caught up with Smith, but able to stay on his feet. So DeRuzier now works in the corner. DeRuzier, puck in the corner. Sends it over to Byrne. And now Smith will have it. Smith up the ice to McKellar. McKellar walking in on Anderson. McKellar, shot far right side, and it won't hit the net. Plant now with it. Plant trying to work for Minnesota, but taken by Sales, so that will be the end of the power play. Van Leer working in. Van Leer shot. Saved by Glawax. Plant with the puck. Rangers take it. Van Leer chasing that puck down, moves it over to Anderson. Anderson shoots it forward over to Plant. They change. So Van Leer on the forecheck. Antonacci with the puck. Antonacci now. He walks in trying to move around Anderson. Is unable, so the puck gets sent up to the blue line. Now we'll have a whistle. Ref says hand pass. Puck hits the ref in the hand, and that one stung him. Face off just outside the Minnesota zone. Top lines out for both teams. Face off one back by Van Balken. Over to Young. Shield cover. So we'll have a face off just outside the dot, right by Young. Ref's telling players to scoot back. Face off one by Van Balken. He tries to get it out. Schneider now able. Foot race now. Parise. Schneider. 2-on-1. Shot. Schneider save. Glawax. Rebound. He scores. 2 goals for the Blazers. They look to advance to the final. Schneider with the shot. And he scores on his own rebound, much like he did in the Finland game a couple days ago. So Minnesota Blades now lead 2-0 with 9:59 left here in the first period. Puck won back by DeRuzier. Sent forward, trying to go to Janos, but Schneider's big body is able to block that one. So now Janos moves it behind his back to DeRuzier. DeRuzier trying to work in on Zintel, but unable. So Parise will have that puck, and he'll try to send it out, but it will get kicked back to him. Rangers trying to find an answer here. Pass blocked, and so now Parise will move the other way. Parise. Once again, it's another one of his passes blocked, so we'll move back the other way with Arnone. Arnone trying to get something started here for the Rangers. Solo truck with it. He goes to Arnone. Brusella with it. Brusella walking the blue line. He walks in now. Shot wide of Young. Brusella rebound, and Young covers. 9:04 left to play here in the first period. Rangers have taken already a 2-0 lead. So the second line out here for Minnesota. Second line out for the Rangers. One back by Brusella. Over to Sales. Sales to Brusella, but cannot corral it, so Krenzen will have a chance to get the puck out of the zone. Staus now. Staus over to Pulisic. Pulisic tries to walk in. Unable to move around Whalen, but Whalen will get a penalty for that. Whalen getting a little too physical for the ref's liking, so he'll get a trip of his own. Power play opportunity now for Minnesota. We'll see their top line come out, and as I mentioned in the pregame, Staus and Leathers back on deep. They love the 5-forward look. Makes them very explosive offensively. So the Rangers trying to prevent going down even more here to the Blades. Puck sent to the point, but recovered by Staus. He sends it around to Parise. Parise now looking. Blades run a very efficient 1-3-1. Schneider with it. He tries to go to the bumper to Leathers. Then Balker now up to Staus. To Van Balken. Down low to Parise. Parise in the middle. Puck sent out. Shot, glove down by Glawax. Over to the point where Staus is awaiting. Schneider with it now. He sends it to the middle, but Parise unable to tap that one in. So now Janos able to clear it all the way down, and there will be 1:23 left here. Now here comes Staus with it. Staus walking in. Schneider. Schneider walking in. Drops it back to Leathers. Leathers moves it down to Schneider. Schneider across to Van Bokeren. He barely keeps it in with the tip of his stick. Van Bokeren now fans on the puck, but keeps with it over to Parise. Parise unable to corral that one, so he'll just look for the pass. Walks up top over to Staus, over to Van Bokeren. Van Bokeren to the middle. Shot, Parise! He scores! So now a 3-goal lead for the Blades. With 7:28 here in the first period. Explosive start for the Blades, much like we saw against Finland. The Blades have been the most complete team here in Mount Prospect throughout this tournament. And it's all coming full circle here as they lead 3-0. Face off now. One back by Sarak. Over to Van Leer, who moves it back to the D. Anderson up. Now to Plant, who tries to chip it in. Controlled by Sarak. Sarak uses a fancy foot move to beat the defenseman. Van Leer now sends it down low. Antonacci now tries to escape the zone, but unable. So Anderson will have it at the point. Plant fighting with the Ranger. And now they get out of the zone. Zentel now with the puck. Moves it over to Van Leer on the wall. Sends it back up to the blue line. And so now with the dump down the ice, refs say no. So the Rangers will regroup. Janos now with it. Taken by Van Leer. Van Leer across center ice. Logan. Taken by DeRuzier. DeRuzier walking in one-on-one with Anderson, has his line mates behind him. He drops it to Janos. Janos backdoor, and Rangers get their answer with McKellar's goal. So 3-1 now with 6:21 to play here in the first period. So now Minnesota's second line will face off against the Rangers' first line. Face off one back by DeRuzier. Whalen over to Smith. Smith to Robert McKellar. McKellar walks in. Tries to go backhand behind his back, but unable. So taken away by Leathers. Whalen now, he's going to walk in. Try to stay on side, just chips it into the corner. Dufftelson moves it around the wall. Smith at the point. Shot. McKellar tried to get a tip, but ended up just chopping the puck and stopping it where it lies. So now Smith, in a foot race, he wins, makes Leathers fall. So now McKellar will walk down the ice. McKellar moves it to the middle, but picked off now by Stoss. So Stoss chips it to the far side, and they'll get a change. Rangers needing only 2 now after the goal by McKellar, but here comes Minnesota's first line. Van Bokeren now. Van Bokeren to the middle. Puck goes to the point, but Anderson's there to recover, so Anderson sends it down and back low to Van Bokeren. He passes it back to Schneider. Schneider glove save by Glowacz. Back at the point to Zintel. Sales now gets it out. Stepped up on by Zintel, so puck will fire back into the Rangers zone. Byrne with the puck, trying to break it out. Van Bokeren now. Van Bokeren walks in. He looks for the cross crease, but broken up by Sales. Puck on the net by Schneider. Moves to the middle. Van Bokeren shot into the chest of Glowacz. He's unable to cover. I don't think he's been able to cover a puck yet, but this will go all the way down for an icing. So much needed whistle for the Rangers as they are looking to come back 2 now. Only down 3-1 after the McKellar goal, and guess who's back on the ice? Keller, DeRuzier, and Janos against Minnesota's third line, Van Leer, Sarak, and Plant. Sarak and DeRuzier in the face-off dot. DeRuzier wins it. So Cole Smith will start this breakout for Minnesota, but picked off by Krenzen. Janos takes it now. Janos on the breakaway. Janos, Reese, a 2-goal game. now Reese Janos. 4:15 left to play. 2-goal game now. Or 1-goal game, excuse me. Makes it 3-2. Rangers have some life now. First line comes right back out from Minnesota. Left drop the puck, one back by DeRuzier. Puck sent up the boards where Krenzen's waiting. Krenzen walks below his own goal line and behind his net. He goes to the same side where he skated down onto Von Balker. Balker now walks in across the blue line, working in on Whalen. He goes behind his net. They love that cross-crease look. But he just moves it to depth of center of the point. Then Balker now at the top of the circle works around one guy to Parise down low, back up to the point. Krenzen shot wide, but almost deflects in as it goes towards the net. Janos trying to break it out. He flips it up and out of the blue line. Krenzen walking in now. Krenzen. And they say offsides. They say Schneider went offside, so we'll regroup with a change. 3:33 left here to play in this one. In the first period. 3-2, Minnesota started off strong, but Rangers have clawed back. Face off one back by Antonacci. Puck sent in the air, taken down by Pulisic. Pulisic walking in. Shot, he tries to go shelf, but shouldered away by Glarowicz. Behind the net now, it's Staus. Staus over to Pulisic. But batted away by Solochuk. So now the puck will come out of the zone for the Rangers and be sent down. 3 minutes left here to play in this first period. Board battle ensues in the far corner. Neither team really able to get possession, but here comes Minnesota. McCoy Staus with it. He walks in working on Solochuk. Shot. Saved by Glarowicz. Sales able to corral it. Sales walking around. Sales walks in. Sticked away by Pulisic. So Pulisic walks in, he shoots. Lockered up behind the net. DeRuzier back on the ice. Stretch past McKellar. Keller walks around one. And we'll have a whistle. Ref now talking to the Blades bench. I'm unclear here what the call is. But the Blades send out 2 killers, so we might have had too many men. Or a bench minor. But regardless, the Rangers have a chance to tie it up here on their very explosive power play. Ruff now talking to the Rangers bench. Clears it up with their coach. Everything's good. 2:17 left to play here. Period. Puck played back into the corner. Now Schneider takes it. Then Balker looking for a little offense. Field up on the heels a step. Von Balker and shot. Von Balker back to 2. And now it is a 4-2 game for the Blades here in this semifinal. Almost no answer for these 3 when they're on the ice, but in this case only these 2. As is Von Balker and Schneider, as the Rangers will still kill. Or Blades, excuse me, will still kill. 1:47 left on the kill. Puck is sent in by Zintel. So Smith will go around the net. McKellar with it, fires it across the ice. McKellar walks in. He goes down to the corner. Passes it across to Janos. Janos fumbles, so we'll get a whistle for offsides as he moved the puck himself back over the blue line. Dot just outside Minnesota's zone. both teams having played earlier today in the final games of pool play, so second game for everyone involved. Smith moves it to the middle, to DeRuzier. All the way to the far side, to Brusella. Now back out of the zone. Janos is there to recover. Byrne with it. Byrne moves it up to DeRuzier. DeRuzier into the zone, moves it back to Byrne. Byrne back to DeRuzier. DeRuzier in tight. Save Young. Schneider now in the corner by Kane's advertisement. And the puck will be sent all the way around. 51 seconds now here in the power play. Smith moves it across. Behind his back, over to Janos. Janos with the puck. He tries to walk low. Janos stops, tries to get it back up to Smith, and he does. Sales now loses it. Blunt. And Van Leer. Blank shot over the net. Van Leer fighting for it in the corner. Sales able to get it out of the boards, but not yet out of the zone, and now they go. McKellar with the puck. McKellar walks in on Anderson, tries to the glove side on Young, and she makes the quick save. So 28 seconds left in the period, 11 on the power play. Rangers look to answer back, down 2. They've already made a 3-goal game, a 1-goal game, and now they have to do it again. So are known for the face-off against Pulisic. Face-off won by Pulisic. In the corner is Anderson. Sales takes it from him, tries to walk around the dot. Havard pressured heavily. Sales working in the corner. Sales spinning off of Deftelson. Antonacci trying to get in there. Puck sent around by Deftelson and out of the zone. So that will be the end of the first period. 4-2, the Blades lead here in this semifinal. We'll be back with second period action in a minute. The teams will break away from their benches now that they have switched sides. And the Rangers still looking for an answer, down 2. 15 minutes here in the second period. Ref talking to the Rangers coach, the puck drop. One back by Von Bach. Puck sent around over to DeRuzier, and now Smith has it. Smith goes over to DeRuzier. DeRuzier walking in the middle. Von Bacher, you're good. With the puck. Over to Schneider. Von Bacher with the puck. Down low. Janos now steals. Tries to work the breakout for his team, but up to Anderson at the point. Shot comes. Glowacz, rebound out. And an amazing save by Glowacz. sprawling save for the Rangers goalie. So he stands tall, or rather sprawls tall in his crease, keeps it only a 2-goal deficit. Although they're down 2, Glauwatz has played very well so far in this one. Opposed from a breakaway and some other mishaps, he has played rather well. Shot comes from the point, and Glauwatz is able to corral it. 4:15 left here in the second period in this semifinal. Second line out for Minnesota and second line out for the Rangers as well. Pulisic wins it forward. He tries to go for a quick shot, but Glauwatz is able to make the save. So now Rangers trying to break out, but the Blades continuing their attack. Staus at the point, moves it over to Zintel. Zintel tries to keep it in, but refs say offside, so we'll get a whistle and a face-off right outside of the zone. Once again, I'd like to apologize if the timer is off or the camera is not in exact position. I'm running a one-man crew here. Semi-final here. Winner goes on to play the winner of Finland versus Boston Hockey Club going on right now on the North End. Puck sent in to the Rangers zone. Taken now, trying to be broken out. Janos at the puck. Janos moving it up. Far ice pass from McKellar gets picked off by Deftelson. Deftelson moves it up to Schneider. Schneider just sends it in, and ref says offside, so they'll have to tag up. Janos now bringing the puck out. Janos is the shifty forward on this top line, scoring a lot of the goals. Refs say offside once again, so we'll go back to across the Minnesota Blades bench. 13:25 here left in the second period. Both teams make changes. Top line out for the Rangers as they look to bounce back down 2 now. Third line out for, looks like the first line's gonna come out. So first line out, first line action. This has been the story. Top 2 lines of the tournament facing off in this one. This Rangers line has solely excelled them to being in this spot, winning a 10-3 game against Everest Elite earlier, which gave them the exact goal differential they needed to have this playoff spot. DeRuzier now throws the puck down around where Anderson will retrieve. Anderson tries to break it out for the Blades. Then Balkern gets the puck taken off from Janos now, trying to answer. Janos, backhand, tipped above Young, so he'll stay 4-2. Puck unable to be kept out, or sent out, so DeRuzier will walk in. Janos shot, shouldered away by Young. Puck sent to Smith. Smith over to Whalen. Tipped, once again, over the net. Savannah Young not having to worry about a shot. Smith now, shot. Gets sticked away by Parise. So now Deftelson will move it to Schneider. Schneider easily the tallest kid in this tournament, and his speed shows that. He tries to go short side. Parise now keeps the puck in, but moved out now by Solochuk. Solochuk across from McKellar. McKellar walks in. Wrapped around the boards to Arnone. Arnone now working in with Bruce Seller, who is right next to him. Deftelson sends the puck around for the Blades. Pinned. Plant has Arnone. Von Balkern now works around. He's the star for the Blades. Deftelson keeping the puck behind the net. It gets to Young, but she is able to cover it up. 11:41 here left in the second period. Blades still in the lead. Blades have looked different since that win against Finland now, proving that they are the best team. They have blown out everyone they've played except for the first day where they were just trying to get their legs under them. Tip in front, no good. Plant now moving it out. Plant sends it forward to Van Leer. Van Leer still working it. Van Leer now, shot, saved Glauwatz. Glauwatz has faced 13 shots already this game, now 14. He's saved 10 of them. On the other hand, Savannah Young has faced 7 shots and saved 5. Rangers don't shoot the puck that much, but when they do, they make it count. So we got second line versus second line action here, as we have a face-off right by Glauax, one by Pulisic, up to the point, blocked by Arnone. Now the Rangers try to go for the stretch pass. They do, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Sales with the puck. He tries to pull to his backhand, but taken away by Stoss. Stoss tries to move it out. Staus sends it up, but hit right back in. Now Staus able to clear the zone for Minnesota. Shot by Leathers, taken away. So he works back in the corner off the rebound. Here comes Brusella. Brusella moves it up to Sales. Sales walks the sidewalk. Works in on Deftelson. He cuts to the middle, drops to Janos. Janos gets stood up by Deftelson. So now Stoss will have to come and recollect. Pulisic now. Pulisic with the all-important goal against Finland. See if he can do it here. He gets driven around the net. Anderson with the puck. He just sends it back into the corner where Parise is waiting for it. Minnesota fans wanting a hold on that. They don't get it. He was just corralled. Both players tied up. We see it all the time in hockey. Janos with it. Sales trying to get the breakout pass. Unable. Parise now walks around the top. Parise walks in the middle. He tries to walk around one. Is unable. Minnesota fans want to call on that too. They won't get that one either. So here comes Smith. Smith walking in. He goes with one hand, tries to pull to his backhand, back to forehand, but just past the crease of Young. Minnesota being very good at their breakout through 1.5 periods. Just under 10 minutes to play here in this second period. Deftelson moves the puck on the boards to Janos. Whalen now just sends it around, and puck will stay in play in the corner. Pass right to the middle, gets slap-sticked out, so we will keep the puck in the zone. Rangers trying to find an answer to the 4 Minnesota goals, down 2 here in the second period. Face off right to the left of Young. Young playing an exceptional tournament, she has. Janos moving the puck, trying to work on Van Bakker, not an easy task, and puck will get sent to Krenzen. Krenzen now for the Blades. Breaks it out to Van Bakker, and moves it to Parise. He tries to go back to Van Bakker and is not successful. Krenzen now moves it to Van Bakker. Schneider's shot goes way wide, and Glauax won't have to worry about that one. Parise walking around the net. Looks pressured hard. Parise behind the net. He had 4 Rangers on him, so he's not going to hold on to that one. But he gets it back. He pins it against the boards. Brusella now moves it to Janos. Janos slips it far side to McKellar, but too far in front of him, so it will have to be chased down by Prosser. Prosser now with it. He sends it all the way around to Plant. Plant now breaking out. Plant with the puck tries to walk in, and now Krenzen trying to walk in. He'll miss the puck and then try to jump over the blue line, but unable, so offsides will be called. Both teams change once again. Second line out there for the Rangers. Third line here from Minnesota. Serac able to win that one. Deftelson will go get it back in his own zone. Up now to Van Leer. He moves it to the middle, but picked off by Antonacci. Taken right back by Serac. Plant now walks in. He throws an easy one that was kicked away by Glauax. Serac now to the middle. Van Leer. Puck gets broken up, so Whalen will circle back behind his net. Antonacci able to get it out and across ice now. Arnone walking in. Arnone on Zintel. He tries to get by with a little physical play, but unable. So Antonacci will have it behind the net. Antonacci goes right to the net. Young save. Deftelson shoots the puck. Board side. Plant will start the breakout for the Blades. Serac with the puck. Unable to control it in the zone. And now the top line back out for the Rangers. This is their chance to answer. McKellar walks wide. Hit away by Van Leer. He moves to the middle, but unable to get the shot off due to a blade stick. Janos now tries to go to the far point to Smith, but out of his zone. Looking for the open guy, just unable to make the pass. Janos now walks the blue line, but goes to the far side, so he'll have to wait for McKellar to tag up. Hit away now. Here comes Leathers. Leathers walking in on Whalen and Smith. Smith gets the block. Much needed if the Rangers want to stay in this one. Staus now. Staus now walks around one, but circles back to the point. Deftelson. Back to Staus. All the way across to Anderson. Anderson's shot. Right into the chest and save. Blauax. 6:13 to play here in this first period. 4-2, the Blades lead the Rangers. Here in this first semifinal, winner will play the winner of Boston Hockey Club and Finland. Last time those two teams matched up, it was an overtime win for Boston and Finland's first loss of the tournament. They went on and played Minnesota later that night and lost big time. So Finland looking for redemption in that one, and then Minnesota is able to hold this 2-goal lead. Saved by Blauax, and they score! It won't be a 2-goal. Minnesota with 6:06 left here in the second period. So as I was saying, Finland trying to get revenge on Boston, and now Minnesota able to hold this lead. Finland trying to get revenge on that. That's the second line for Minnesota scoring that one. Didn't say you score it. We'll see on the preview. It was Cody Pulisic. So he's had some clutch goals here for Minnesota, and yet another shot comes from Sales, but saved by Young. Pulisic now getting back to work. Sends it over to Leathers. Leathers stops. Walks in, tries to go back to Plum. Stops, excuse me. Pulisic now, right through the middle. Shot! Leathers just misses the net. If he had gone top shelf there, he probably would have scored. Puck in the corner now. Sent around by Anderson. And now here comes Sales. Sales trying to work off Staus. He can't, but Arnone now has the puck and he dumps it in. So full sail change for the Rangers as this top line will go. Now trying to shorten the lead back to 2. Minnesota has led throughout this entire game. Staus now loses the puck. Janos works it out. McKellar, this is the break they're looking for. McKellar, slap shot off the face mask of Young, and she makes the save. Puck sent around, it'll go out of the zone to where Smith was waiting for it. Smith now to DeRuzier. DeRuzier, he walks around one, but can't corral the puck, so it goes to the corner. McKellar around the front. Puck jumped on by Young, but still loose. Shot Smith off the mask again by Young. 2 amazing saves by the mask of Young, so we'll play on. Rangers have it in the corner. Still keeping the pressure on. Von Balkern able to get it out, and now Schneider will go on the attack. Schneider probably has the hardest shot, along with being the tallest kid out here in this entire tournament. Von Balkern walking the circle. Passes it in tight. Shot goes up off the shoulder pads of Blauax. So now cross ice pass to McKellar gives the Rangers a chance to break the puck out. Schneider now with the puck. Schneider walks in, trying to beat Whalen. He does. Schneider backdoor pass. Not able to be put in by Plum. Deftelson doesn't get all the puck on that shot, so it won't go very far. Sales now. German Sales walking in. Trying to shorten the lead now back to 2. Sales with the puck. in the corner, walks around one, trying to dance around Serac, unable as he's pressured into the boards. Antonacci now moves it over to Whalen at the point. Whalen's shot. Stick to right in front, but goes into the corner. So now Salesman around. Antonacci spinning shot. Misses the net. Puck now around to Krenzen. Krenzen moves it over to Plum. 3:05 now to go here in this period. Serac sends the puck in and hits off of Whalen. Puck out of play. So we'll go back into the Rangers zone. 2:55 here to play in this period. Rangers were down 2, now they're down 3. They need to find an answer and find it fast. Otherwise, they're going to be in a pressure spot here in the third. Top line for the Rangers come out as they look to answer. Second line for Minnesota. Puck moved to Janos. Janos sends it backhand over to DeRuzier. DeRuzier to McKellar. He walks around one, trying to get the middle. He's taken down, no call. DeRuzier shot off the post, would have been the break the Rangers needed. Whalen tries to move it in. Staus takes it up now over to Leathers. Leathers now. Pulisic. Pulls back. It's his second. The Rangers now trail by 4. 6-2 Blades. Here with 2:29 left in the second period. So now the Rangers really in a hole here. Now down 4. One more and we're in a running clock scenario in the third period. Refs nodding allow the change to happen, so instead of Janos coming on D looking for an attack, Whalen will have to stay. Puck won back by the Rangers. Arnone walks in. Arnone in. Unable to get the shot off. So Russello will move the puck down low. Prosser with the puck. Sends it over to Plum. Plum to Smith. Plum has it again. Here comes Plum. Down the ice. He's a physical player. Janos now able to make the change. The whistle was blown. So he's on the ice battling in the corner with Serac. Antonacci with the puck now. Big shot from Krenzen. Saved by Glawax. Serac with the puck in the corner. Moves it around. Over to Prosser. Prosser doesn't get the full puck on that one, so Antonacci will move it out to Arnone. Arnone now with the puck. It's stolen by Krenzen. Krenzen works on the boards. Here comes Arnone. He thought about dumping, but he's going to pull and shoot. In on Young. She can't stick it in, but Prosser's able to hit it to the corner. Janos now tries to send it in, but we got offsides. Still offsides as players have changed and gone over the blue line when they went to change. Fault of the second period. Switch. So we now have an outside face-off as the Blades have walked outside. So yes, when you're in the second period, you have to worry about your changes because forwards have to hop over the blue line if they want to use the door to the bench. And that's what the Rangers wanted, so offsides, but they were able to not touch the puck and Blades walk in and offsides of their own. So Deftelson walking around with the puck. Anderson now tripped up was Van Bakkeren, so looks like Antonacci will go to the box for a trip, which might dig the Rangers an even bigger hole. So with 1:02 left here in this period, we'll see that power play line come back out for Minnesota. It's their top line, Van Bakkeren, Schneider, Parise. And then the forward Staus and Leathers on deep. 5 forward look. They have been running a 1-3-1 throughout this week. I expect they'll do it again. No holding back here in the semifinal. They're going to probably score as many as they want. So now Staus at the point. Shot. Sticked into the corner by a block stick, but Glawax was the stick, able to recover it. Battling the corner now with only 40 seconds left. And here comes McKellar now. McKellar and Rouzier on the penalty kill. Rouzier flips it up, trying to go to himself, but unable as he gets met by two Blades players. Blades now walking in on the power play. Parise with it, 20 seconds left. Parise gets pressured hard, and now McKellar will try to get this puck. Schneider now with it. Schneider dumps it in. Behind the net now. Trying to be dumped down by Schneider. Slot. Blockered, or gloved rather, away by Glowax. But he's unable to corral it, so a win to the corner, but now out of the zone. So Van Valkeren now walks in. Don't think he realized there was no time left on the clock. So we'll go to an ice cut here in semifinal number 1 between the Rangers and Minnesota Blades. Blades lead 6-2. I'm going to take a quick look over at the score from the other semifinal. Finland versus Boston. Finland leads 2-1 here. I believe it is the ice cut as well. So Finland leads off goals from Emeli Pentola, or he got a penalty, excuse me. Goals were from Hugo Alonen and Emil Rantahala. Liam Brothers scored the Boston goal. So Boston looks to bounce back, down 1. Rangers look to bounce back, down 4. We'll go to a break from the ice cut and be back for third period action.
I'm Dr. Cassie Preston. My job as a mental performance coach is to help elite athletes just like you to consistently perform at your capabilities. But in order to do that, you need to reliably get in the zone. The problem is, like most athletes, you spend too much time in your own head, worrying, overthinking, and are doubting yourself. This can be frustrating and discouraging because you've put in all this work to develop your physical abilities. Your mindset is causing you to underperform. Now, I understand that working on your mindset can be difficult and confusing. There's so much cliche advice out there like, don't worry about it and just be positive, which might be the mental states you want to achieve, but it's not the how-to. In fact, this fluffy cookie cutter advice often makes things worse. Instead, what you need to do is challenge the status quo and think differently about success and failure. That's why I wrote the best-selling book, Mindset First, to provide athletes like you a repeat and reliable way to win the mental game. I share the concise and practical strategies I use to help professional athletes be at their best day in and day out. This book will help you break free from the weight of results so you can stop spending so much time in your own head and start playing with confidence so you can perform when it matters most. And most importantly, I promise you this, by reading this book and working on your mental game, you're going to have a heck of a lot more fun along the way.
And we're back here for second period action on WSBN TV. I'm Braden Zamoyski, and I'm now joined by my producer and cameraman, Dylan Bowling, as the Rangers look to bounce back here against the Blades. But we do have an update in the other semifinal. Is now tied, as Boston Hockey Club has tied it up here with 8:02 to play in the third period. So while Boston ties it up against Finland, the Rangers look to bounce back here against the Blades. Down 4 goals and on the penalty kill. Minnesota been all over the Rangers all game offensively. Savannah Young also been locked down in the crease. So now we'll line up for the face-off. This power play line that I've mentioned earlier out there, but instead of Leathers out, it's Clons on the other D for Minnesota. Face-off one back by the Rangers. Gets caught in a wet spot in the ice, the fault of Zamboniing after each period, or I guess the second period in this case, but now sent down by Janos. So only 43 seconds left here in the penalty to Antonacci, the tripping at the end of the last period. So the Rangers work in now on the penalty kill. They try to get something going here, down 4. Minnesota looks to make it a running clock, trying to go up 5. Here comes DeRuzier walking in. DeRuzier walks in, tries to go short side, far pad, but unable. DeRuzier turning shot, gloved down by Young. She's been outstanding so far this game. Here comes Schneider now. Schneider, the giant, walking in on Smith. Can only help to be intimidated by that size and by that shot, but you cannot be scared. Brenzen now walking in. Brenzen regrouping. Gets his own puck, and now here comes Schneider. 2-on-2 with Parise. He tries to walk around, gets sticked away by Smith. Smith standing strong here, but we're now 5-on-5. So here comes Van Bakken. Van Bakken walking in. Moves it to Krenzen. Krenzen tries to go over to Schneider, but gets sticked away, but Schneider still has possession. Goes to Parise and uses himself as a screen. Parise now across to Krenzen. Krenzen doesn't get the full puck off the pass, so he just moves it down low. Now Parise, shot and gloved down by Golats. Another amazing glove save. He's been able to get that glove across after he goes down, and something he's very skilled at. So we'll go to a face-off to the right of him, and we'll have the Sarek line out with Van Leer, Sarek, Pulisic, versus the DeRuzier line. Pulisic in the corner. Pulisic looking for his third of the game. He pulls, but sticked away. Here comes Whalen now. The defense rushing the puck up, gets taken by Van Leer. Now into the zone for the Rangers as Ciano, he moves the puck around. Brusella with it. He scans. Fumbles the puck. Again, the ice is still very wet, so pucks are getting caught. Here's Byrne. Byrne now skying the puck, but sticked down by Van Leer. Worked more in the Rangers' favor as it went right to Whalen. Whalen spins out, goes up to the point. Gets back towards the boards, and now comes to DeRuzier. DeRuzier around 1. Round 2. Shot! And just off the shoulder of Young, so sticked now by the Rangers. Van Leer trying to get it out. Shot by Ciano. Whalen now with a shot. Van Leer tries to get it out for the Rangers, or for the Blades rather. And once again, a puck gets caught in wet ice. That corner on the far side is still pretty wet from the Zamboni. So Van Leer tries to get the puck. Now Ciano with it. Ciano over to Brusella. Brusella walks in on Anderson. He moves inside. Brusella's shot kicked away by Young. Minnesota still unable as they look slow off the jump in this period. I saw a Rangers fan counting Minnesota didn't have 6 on the ice, wanting anything here, and now the same Rangers fan lifts his arm up to want a penalty, but he doesn't get it. Staus now with the puck. Smith bodied it so it didn't go all the way in the zone, and now Staus tries to get it on his stick, but it goes out. So he will now dump it in. It goes to the far corner. Reversed back up the wall by Arnone. Arnone now, and Janos pressure. Here comes Leathers behind the net, pressure by 2 Rangers. They've been double teaming all night. Sometimes it works, sometimes it hasn't. Here comes Sales across from McKellar. McKellar and Sales walk in. Shot off Young's pad into the corner. Sales is able to recover for the Rangers. Puck now down on McKellar's stick in the near corner, almost behind the net. McKellar battling, and it looks like McKellar will get a penalty for that as he put his body a little too far into Deftelson. So now, it looks like Robert McKellar V is going to go off for a penalty. Don't know what they're going to give him. Probably interference, based on how these refs have been calling games today. So 10:38. Minnesota goes back on the power play. The 2 forward look that we've come used to with this Minnesota team. The 5 forward look, 2 forwards back on D is what I meant to say. Puck gets sent by the Rangers now. This is what they need if they want to kill this off and find some life here in the 3rd period. They've had a lot of offensive zone time, but no goals have come of it yet. Schneider walking in on Smith. Smith tries to put his body on it. Schneider, close side. Doesn't get it high enough. Now, Gawatz fell as he made the save there, so he's able to get up and out of a dangerous position. Von Bacher now up to Staus. He shoots. Blocked by Antonacci. Antonacci walking down. Now he just fires it down. Staus thought that was going to hit him, and it doesn't. So Staus now to start the power play breakout. A minute left on the power play for the Blades. He just circles back up top. He's normally the top guy of this 1-3-1. Von Bacher and Schneider on the points. Parise in front of the net, and the bumper is Leathers. Parise now with it. Moves in the corner up to Schneider. Schneider over to Staus. Staus over to Schneider, but gets taken. Now Whalen, he moves it. Breakaway gets hit away by Von Bacher. Brusella not able to use enough speed on that one, so he gets sticked away on the back check by Von Bacher. Von Bacher looking far side. He wanted it, but instead goes short side to Leathers. Leathers walking in. He goes to Von Bacher now. Just 20 seconds left on this power play. Von Bacher walks to the middle. Not able to get the shot he wanted off. Parise down low. Parise, Von Bacher was not ready for that puck, and so he will have to reconnect up top. Puck sent up to Staus. Now power play over. 5-on-5 hockey as Rangers look to get back in this one. Leathers behind the net. Taken away. Whalen now with it. Whalen walks up the ice. 3-on-2 if they hurry. To DeRuzier. He chips it forward. Past Staus. But met very quickly by a couple of Blades, and so he will not be able to get the puck out. Now the Blades get the puck out. Parise and McKellar in a foot race. Not McKellar, excuse me. That was Solo Truck. So Parise and Solo Truck. Now, puck goes on net. Gawat's not able to cover, and now he does. Looks like we have a goalie interference. Looks like the ref is signaling, and so Parise will go to the box. He crashed in a little too hard, or he'll go off the ice, excuse me. He'll have to make a change, not to the box. Ref now talking to the head coach of the Minnesota Blades, Zach Parise. That's Jackson Parise's dad, and also former NHL player. Played for a couple teams, the Islanders, Wild, and the Colorado Avalanche, most notably his time on the Minnesota Wild for the longevity of his career. So it looks like we have a penalty shot. Looks like we have a penalty shot here, Dylan. Penalty shot. Something that we have not seen yet here in the Clash in a semifinal game to start a running clock. Van Bakker now the best player for Van Bakker now at the puck. He's gonna walk in on Galwitz. He walks in now one-on-one. Shot comes, save Galwitz. So it will going to be 4. Galwitz getting a loud cheer here from his fan base in the stands at Mount Prospect. He takes a very nice drink of water, I bet, for him, and his 5 teammates that just came out gave him nice little stick taps. So we will go back to play here, 5-on-5. It looks like the penalty was actually not for goalie interference, but rather interference on the breakaway. So glove save by Galwitz. He gets right back to what he does best, making saves. And we'll have another face-off to the left of him. Puck won by DeRuzier. Around the net now for the Rangers. Shipped out by Solo Truck. Shipped back in. Now taken by Van Leer. Van Leer will walk in. Trying to make his way around Brusella. Toe drag. Shot. Tries to go 5-0, but shut down. DeRuzier goes over to McKellar. McKellar walks in now. McKellar. Toe drag. Unable to get her around and sticked away by Prosser. Now Smith with it. Smith moves it over to McKellar. Taken away by Sarak. Sarak with the puck. Now, Van Bakker now, trying to get a breakaway, trying to make up for the penalty shot he missed. Unable to get it though. Now he sends a pass right over to the stick of McKellar for the Rangers, so Smith will move in. Now Van Bakker again. Van Bakker seems to be flying out here as of recent and sends to the pad of Galwitz. And so he will cover. Blades on the kill now for the penalty, the same as Sarek, so 1:38 left on that kill and 6:41 left in the period. Okay, so now Janos gets it out, trying to work this power play. Janos unable to get it out, pressured hard by Van Bakker. Janos now able. He goes to DeRuzier. DeRuzier now. Players getting in it behind the play was Janos and Purdy saved it. Refs don't call anything. Janos now walking in. Janos walking, shot. Save Young. Kept in by Whalen. Now Parise chips out. He gets called off the ice. Galwitz now knowing he has time to move forward to Smith. Smith scans and cross ice. Over to Whalen. Whalen circling back. Throws it deep. To DeRuzier, back to Whalen. Now to the top. Looks like they're running more of an umbrella, which has the 2 side wingers a little higher, more towards the blue line, rather than the 1-3-1 looks, which has them down by the hash marks. So DeRuzier will now take the face off against Schneider. Blades have 1 short-handed goal. I bet they would sure like another. Janos at the point. He seems to be the shooter on this umbrella. Behind the net now is DeRuzier. McKellar now on the side wall on the close side corner. Up at the point for Smith, moves it down low, tries the give and go look, but instead just moves it up to Jano. Jano's now wrapping around the net, using his speed to try to find some space here, draw a guy open. One guy open is all you need here, 5-on-4, but he sends it into the shin pads of Plant instead. And no one goes and gets that puck, so 6 seconds left on the power play. Puck will go out of the zone. Schneider will try to use his long legs and collect that puck. He takes down Smith, but no penalty. Now, Rangers player falls to McKellar. Gives Plant a very good opportunity, but he is unable to control that bouncing puck, so the Rosier walks in. Now another collision. Two players getting intertwined, but no call on that either, so Coach Parise will call his forwards off the ice and he'll be sent down. And actually he'll be on net, so Sintel saves his players from an icing in their zone and instead gets a face-off in the offensive zone because Lowitz decided he wanted to cover it. Face-off now in the zone of the Rangers. Down 4 goals here with 4:30 left here in the third period. Arnone sends it around. Sales with it. Sales walks in. Shot. Blocked. And rebound. Kicked away by Young. Penalty now coming to the Blades as someone will go off for a trip. And it looks like it will be number 5, Cody Pulisic. As he was the one with his arms in the air, looking at the ref like, what'd you do that for? But he did it to himself. So now, yet another power play opportunity for the Rangers. They look to bounce back in this one. Wrapped around the boards by the Blades. They look to get this puck out. Crosser now ships it out, but it hits someone on the Minnesota bench, so it'll go back all the way into their zone. 1:49 left on the power play. 3:57 left here to play in Mount Prospect. If we look at the other semifinal really fast, it is 5-4 Finland. So they lead that as Minnesota now leads this one. So we might have a rematch of that game tomorrow. Rangers now moving it in. Backdoor. Not being able to be caught by McKellar, so that won't go anywhere. Shot and saved by Young. Only 22 seconds left in that game with Finland and Boston, so it'll look like Finland will move on unless Boston can have some late game heroics with 22 seconds left down there. DeRosier now with it. He moves it over to Janos. DeRosier down low. Shot, rebound, wide of the net. Young sprawling to make the save, doesn't end up having to. Smith now with it. Smith down low. They look for the give and go once again, and it gets broken up. So Janos now going back into his zone with it, moves it over to Smith. Smith will be attacking for the Rangers. 1 minute left here on the power play. 3 minutes to go here in this game. McKellar over. McKellar, Janos to Whalen. Whalen shot. In tight. And Whalen scores. So now it's only a 3-goal game. 6-3 between these two teams. 2:59 left in this one. The power play goal from power play goal now from James Whalen. Puts it within 3, and now there's no risk of running clock for Minnesota. And it looks like Boston ended up getting some late game heroics. They'll play overtime is now 5-on-5, but Schneider walks in. Schneider looking to close this game out. Shot, but off double bars and stays out. Von Balker now walks in wide. He has Van Leer backdoor. Van Leer's shot looked like it went in top of the net, but refs say no. Van Leer ended up colliding with Blauwitz, and refs just let him get out of the net, and we'll keep playing hockey. Von Bacher now with the puck in the corner. Walking it. Blauwitz trying to get his glove on it, but unable to. Crossing out the point. Sends it down low where Van Leer is. He'll fight off Rangers for the puck, and I'm going to go to Von Bacher now. Crossing shot. Trying to get a tip on it was Van Leer, unable to. So Von Bacher now will have it at the half wall. He moves it up to Gustafsson, moves it back to him. He'll walk around the circle. Tries to send it over to the hash mark to Schneider, but he was a little too low for that one. So now, here comes Brusella. Brusella decides he just wants to dump in, and Rangers go for a change now with 1:40 left in this one. Down 3 goals. They had one on the power play, now here comes Schneider. Schneider walking in one-on-one. Schneider making a move inside. Fans on the puck, shoots again, and big save. Now the Rangers tender. Janos now with it. Janos now walks in with the puck. Shot just goes top corner, so that will go nowhere. Puck now. Janos has it. McKellar now walks it low. Shot saved by Young. DeRosier shot was, and she will cover. So with a minute exactly left in this one, Young comes up big, keeping it a 3-goal lead. We have, looked like they put 10 minutes on the clock over there for overtime, 5-5 game. So face off here. DeRosier now is unable to win. He takes it back. DeRosier shot. And he scores. So it's a 2-goal game with 54 seconds left. They were looking for the same late game heroics that Boston had. Trying to tie this game up now 6-4. Only need 2 quick ones here. And with Blauwitz on the bench and 6 skaters out, it's very possible. So now, it is all up to the 6 players on the ice for the Rangers. If this goal goes in right here as it gets dumped down. Looks like it's on track. And that'll go 7-4 now. Looks like Jackson Parise was the one who shot that puck down. And his players, his teammates congratulate him as with 38 seconds left, it looks like Minnesota will go into the play the winners of the overtime game. Minnesota being very dominant throughout this whole tournament now. And that not stopping is now another empty net goal will go in. And that one is from, looks like, McCoy Staus. So this game is all but over now. Still no winner yet in Boston versus Finland in overtime. So now DeRosier and McKellar are going to leave the ice. 32 seconds left, and Minnesota controls. Minnesota just dumps the puck in, but they're just trying to waste all the time they have left, and they're going to attack the offensive zone now. Puck goes out of play, we'll get a whistle. Now face off in the offensive zone for the Blades now. Rangers now taking the puck up the ice, down 3. Not much they can do here with 12 seconds left. Minnesota now moving to the point. Van Leer might have tipped it, and they say he does, so no ice. And 1 second, and Minnesota is going to the championship game here at the Clash with a win, 8-4. over the Rangers. So we'll go to a handshake line, and I suppose a national anthem, just like every other game. This will be the national anthem of the United States of America, as Minnesota is one of the 50 nifty states. Looking behind me through the glass, 6:48 to play, still tied in overtime between Finland and Boston. This game went to overtime last time and overtime this time, so Finland wins, they'll have a rematch. If Boston wins, then the two conquerors of Finland will face off in what will ever be one of the most anticipated matchups here in the tournament. So we'll line up on the red line, or the blue lines, excuse me, and we'll go to the national anthem of the winning team, the Minnesota Blades. Looks like we may not have a national anthem. The scorekeeper doesn't look ready. So we're not going to have a national anthem. Refs tell, now the scorekeeper says 1 second. Now the Blades start singing it.
Grandma, Boston won. Boston.
So Minnesota taking matters into their own hands, singing the national anthem by themselves, and I just got word that Boston has won in overtime. So Minnesota-Boston will be our championship game. So from me, Brandon Zamoyski, from my producer, Dylan Bowling, and everyone here at WSBN TV, in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.